Drive Network. I am your host, Big Bucks. The Drive Network is a podcast that's driven to inspire you through what the good people around your neighborhood drive and do for a living. On the show today, we've got my brother Ndash, a man who needs really no introduction. But my brother, thank you so much for making time, your time with us. How are you, my brother?
I always say to people I'm blessed and I take each day as it comes. But also thank you for having me and looking forward to the conversation with you.
Awesome, thank you so much. And I must mention that we are having a chat with my brother Ndash, and we're also profiling his Jaguar F-Type. I cannot wait to get inside that seat as well. But I think for me, my brother, the biggest thing always when I grew up, when I used to see nice cars and stuff, so it was just a benchmark through a car, right? For you wanna try and say sharp, and I'm like, my brother, what is it that you do for a living? But before we get there, this Jaguar F-Type, how does it make you feel how a driver? You know, just the feeling that you get when you drive it.
I think each and every car has its own personality. Definitely, it's different. When I drive it, to be honest with you, I feel young. So I'm from a generation of superbikes.
I've seen a bike.
Sometimes, comes a point when you have to put the gloves down. And it's one of those that no matter how old you become, I literally have fun. It's a toy, that I really enjoy. So slick, tense head, it's a little bit quick,
Not a little bit.
But it's definitely, it's a wow car and I'm really enjoying it.
Definitely a wow car, because when I first saw the video coming out getting on your Insta, I'm checking it, I'm like, ah. And I'm imagining at that time already, hey, I get to ride this car when I drive it. How do I feel when I drive this car? But fortunately today I'm here. I'll get to sit inside that car. But I think beyond this beautiful car, again coming back to this thing, when I grew up, I look at the car, and Kokasi is the closest thing you can see. My brother is doing well, and let me ask the Grotman, what is it that you do so that I can align my brains to what you are doing and probably navigate my future? And mostly what I'll ask. So today I'm thinking, there's probably a lot from your hood where you come from. We'll touch on that as well. But they want to understand, this F-Type, my brother, what is it that you do for a living that enables you to have this beast that I'm gonna try and drive today?
I'm known as the food guy. I run a company called Ndash Food.
Ndash Food.
Yes.
Make no mistake.
And what Ndash Food has been for me, it started off as a pop-up. And when we speak as a pop-up, it was like on certain days in certain areas,
yes,
where the idea was to bring traditional food to the people in the north. Because when I started this around 2013, you couldn't find
traditional food.
There were one or two places, but it wasn't as commercial. It was mostly, I remember back in the days, there was a sport, I think, in Randburg called Ta. But most of the time, whenever I wanted traditional food, it's either I went to the hood, like Sithembiso, Soweto, or I went home. So I'm a marketing graduate. Never studied food, but it's because I loved cooking. So that's how Ndash Food was actually formed. And over the years, look, I've been blessed with opportunities from creating content for some of the most amazing brands, out there in the food space.
I've seen it.
Consulting for them, I've done a few gigs there. What else is that? We do a lot of catering. So that's one thing that's also been able to push me. So, so food is what I've basically have been doing, and it's what I do.
So interesting enough, you mentioned food, you mentioned putting traditional food to the people at the north, where it is at this time now a struggle to get this food go the north. And I'm thinking to myself, Linda, now, growing up, as you grow up, is it food that you always want to do? Or because I hear you also mentioned marketing, and there's a man of many talents. He's done a lot of things. So I'm thinking, as a marketing graduate, as a guy who does this food, great food, is it what you always want to become when you grow up? How did you get there?
The food thing has always been a passion. I think growing up, even in varsity, when you start being, exposed to different fields, I wanted to own a restaurant. I wanted to own a club. I wanted to own a franchise. But being, I would say, a black child, sometimes it's impossible. So imagine having to cough up 2 million back in 2000. Where would you get that money?
That's 10 bar now, eh?
Growing up, I will not lie and say I knew what I wanted to be. The only thing that was always instilled, and I think I lived by it from my father, was my father was an academic, just like I'm a marketer, but beyond the cap, he instilled hustling. So, entrepreneur, basically, I'm a food guy, I'm a sales guy. Whatever I can sell,
You sell it.
I sell. So, and as you grow, literally, you evolve. There's many people that wanted to be doctors and they become doctors, and then eventually along the way it's boring.
Yeah, this is not me.
As people, we progress mindset. There are doctors who now are business people.
Definitely.
So I will not come and say, I knew from get-go what I was going to be, but all I knew was I was going to be selling something somewhere.
And you're doing it quite well now. You're doing some crazy stuff, inspirational stuff, and we're watching, we're drawing motivation from that. And I'm hoping as well, people that are watching, people from your hood, are also watching and drawing as much inspiration as we are drawing from you, and it's boosting us, it's making us become better people. And now that I'm touching on that, I just want to learn as well, where are you originally from? Were you always in Joburg? Or how did you land here, and where are you from? If you're not from here.
I'm a Mpumalanga boy. I come from a place called Ndash.
Nice.
So Ndash is a small township which is literally by the borderline of 15 kilometers. You've got the Mozambique border gate. 15 kilometers on the other side, you've got the Swaziland border gate. Wow. So we are literally the last sort of like line before you are across the border of South Africa. It is about 140 k's from Nelspruit, which is mostly what people know Mpumalanga as Nelspruit. Born and bred, left home around 95. Lived in Witbank for 3 years. Left Witbank, went to Nelspruit, completed my matric at a school called Lowveld High. Left Lowveld High in 2001 to Durban. I'm a graduate from Durban University of Technology. Left that, did 1 year, 2006 to 2007, I worked in Pietermaritzburg, my first gig after varsity. And since then, 2007 to date, I've been a Josie boy.
Josie boy.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's actually also alarming, from Ndash. I didn't know it before you told me now. Next time it's mix. So he puts a Ndash.
Do you know the Kruger though?
Yes.
Ever been?
Yes.
From the Nelspruit direction?
Yes.
So literally, if you live in Nelspruit, there's a place called Malelane.
Yes, I know Malelane.
So
there's a Malelane gate as well.
That's literally, so that's about 50, 60 k's to home.
I think now that you painting the picture, I'm thinking of the place, and I'm thinking that guys Bablo Memo Josie from your LX, from your Soweto, where it's a hub. And I had an interesting chat, Mabaneli, a guy from he's from the Eastern Cape, right?
Yeah.
And he owns a franchise, Mojo Bag. So while we're having a chat, he says for him, guys are from Joburg, there's a Hollywood for them, and guys from Eastern Cape like him, there's a Joburg for them. And I thought of it, and I'm thinking, they're also from Joburg now. Mare, they chilling with these opportunities in the hub. And someone from Ndash, is here doing some magic, some great stuff. So it is important to actually travel. Mare, from Ndash, did you think of these opportunities? I could imagine a university you can go to or the career expo or anything about business, but how do you do it from there?
Look, so first and foremost, I think I am where I am not because of myself, but I'd like to say because of my dad. You know, my dad was a hectic academic from back in the late, 80s. My father went and studied in UK.
My man.
From NAS.
From NAS.
My father, I think it was 1990 or 91, graduated in Illinois, Chicago. So my father was driven by education and he worked so hard to make sure that he gave us those opportunities. Now, from there, you know, I remember I went to a school called Lowfield High, which was a multiracial, proper school, you know, the first that allowed black with whites to integrate. And it was a great school, you know. And they had the career expo, they had all of these things, but when you sit and you ask me what I wanted to become from there, I didn't know. So comes matric, I have no idea. And my dad's, what do you want to do? I'm not ambitious. I'm not going to be whatever. So I used to be bored in class and I started drawing graffiti.
Yeah.
So the hip hop era of graffiti and painting. You know, that's where. And I said to my dad, I want to be a graphic designer. You know, because people would like, oh, you're great. You know, you could be. And I was like, okay. My dad says, you're crazy. My dad wakes up, takes me to Durban. Says, let's go. You know why? Because I didn't apply.
Oh,
anyway, secondly, I didn't think I was going to make it. Matric. Dude, for me to pass matric, I remember, so in our times was the newspaper and a dial of a number. So I dialed the number to put my ID, it says passed. I put the phone down.
Done.
No, I couldn't believe it. So I picked the phone up again and it says passed. And guess what? I went to my dad and said I passed. It says, Namama. My dad didn't believe it too, you know? And he called and wasn't the best marks in the world. And he says, you're repeating. And I was like, I never. That one, I said to my dad for the first time, you are going to go to school, not
me.
So anyway, it's late, it's January, I have no school. I'm going to take a gap year. My dad wakes me up this morning, says, let's go. I don't know nobody in Durban. And the school back then was called Emil Sultan. And when we got there, best decision my father ever made for me. Because my father understood my personality, my traits, what I was good at. He put me on, and my father is actually the one that signed me up for marketing.
Oh, because and this is key, right? This is key. He's a father that's present. He understands your character. He understands your strengths. And one thing for me, from what I've picked up here, is something that you truly are as well. A present father, and big ups for that.
Thank you.
For me, it's really groundbreaking, for a lack of a better word, because it's amazing what a present father can do.
100%.
Imagine what we live, the times that we live in now. I'm a father myself of 2 girls, and you get very disappointed in a lot of gents, what we do, and we're not present, but we've brought someone to life. And I just want to give you your flowers for the present father.
And look, I appreciate the flowers, but also as a man, black man today, it's not flowers that I think I deserve. You know, I think as men, it is our responsibility to take care of our seeds. My father was there. No human being is perfect. But I trust you, me, I wouldn't trade that guy for any. And being here, what I do is I've been sharing my fatherhood journey on social media. I've got a program called I Love Fatherhood.
I love fatherhood.
And one of the things about that, it is to inspire men to be present, to be hands-on for their kids. It is to inspire upcoming young men to look up to us.
Absolutely.
The truth is this, is that we always talk about how there are no fathers, how they left their kids. But whether you like it or you don't, there's also a million of us that can talk about how we've had awesome dads.
Yeah.
But it's a part that people don't want to talk about. So at the end is that to change the narrative, we just need to continue doing the best that we can. We literally can't be at a point where in our lives we use an excuse of being whatever we are. If you come from an abusive home, you have a choice. So yeah, being a father has been one of the most amazing journeys, and from being an amazing journey, I hope to inspire more men to be amazing dads. Doesn't matter where you come from, it doesn't matter where you've been, but at the end of the day, if you have a child, it is literally your responsibility, to take care and to provide the best. And the mistake most men make is that the best is considered to be money. If they don't have money,
it's not the best.
Yeah. The other day I shared is that spending time with your kids is more important than the money that you will give them.
Absolutely.
Money is a necessity, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But not everyone has money. But everyone has time, everyone has love. So as a father, like as I'm saying, is I'm doing the best that I can because my daughter deserves that best from me.
Absolutely. And I'm hoping that you young men are watching, that you need to take care of your seed. This is not anything this is not a privilege for your kids. It is a must.
It's a responsibility.
It's a responsibility. And because I'm just thinking of the F-type right now, but before I even jump to that, what I wanted to also mention is your father went to school, and I think from a previously disadvantaged background, for lack of a better word, people would say if your father, you had the best upbringing because he went to varsity, blah blah blah. But also I want to relate it to people that often we want to say that a hard life gives you the best future, but then it's also very, very difficult to maintain from where the standards are set high.
Look, I beg to differ, and let's start with my father didn't have privilege. My father worked hard. My father came from a home of 13 kids. Ooh. Do you understand? 2 families, because my grandfather had 2 wives. And my father used the opportunities that were there because he wanted just to push the boundaries. Earlier on when we spoke about my father deciding for me. So at a young age, I went and I got myself a job, without my father for pocket money, and I was doing sales. And my father saw that. Oh, yeah. My father, when I was around matric, had as a hustler, they tried these sweets factories. They were just hustling also. And this one time, my father and them had stacks and stacks of sweets that were sitting, and they were not able to sell them. So what did I do? I took my father's back and I didn't even have a license back then.
Don't do that at all. Don't try that at all.
I literally, in a day, would come back, have sold 1,000 rand worth of sweets. And my father, I think, saw me, it was natural.
Yeah.
My father saw that in me and literally, you know what I'm saying, knew what I needed to study when I didn't know what to study.
So it was also on you, because I think your behavior probably enlightened him that I couldn't sell these sweets. This guy just went and is bringing money.
Yeah.
But I think now that I'm edging closer to the F type as well, maybe let me for me is any last words for anybody that's watching at home, somebody that's trying to get some inspiration from you, somebody that wants to be a better you, somebody that wants to be you. What could you definitely say for them?
Be your own person. You know, when you try to be everyone else, you lose yourself because everyone is already taken. That's number one.
Yeah.
Number two, I am a man who believes in one thing, is that what God has willed has happened. God is my strength. Number three, I believe everyone has it in them to work hard. But sometimes working hard will not yield the best results. So, prayer, luck, be kind. Most doors are open by kindness. No matter how, if you are a hard worker, but you're a terrible person, things won't happen. So you must always remember that you live in a world with others, not by yourself. Uplift others, even with not expecting anything in return.
Absolutely.
And you will see 5 years,
Absolutely.
10 years, someone will open a door for you.
Absolutely.
So everything is, as they would put it, it's hard work. But sometimes hard work takes time. And the craziest of parts, sometimes you do need to take a break when things are not going your way, because sometimes you will build something and it will crumble.
Yeah.
There's no human being, I'll tell you now, who's never had their lowest. Nobody.
Absolutely.
Some people shield it and pretend everything is all good. It will happen. Everyone will lose one day. Everyone will win one day. So at the end of the day, just keep on trying. And some businesses are just ideas that will never come to life. If it doesn't work and you can see it's not working, try something else.
Something else.
And sometimes just keep on trying whatever it is if you believe, you know? And that's about that. So I never followed a manual. I just kept on doing me. And this is why I am where I am. My hand has been lifted by many people for me to be there. And it's all because today, 5 years, 10 years, they remembered me.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And like as I said in closing, is that prayer will be the strength that you need at any given day. When it feels and it seems hard, prayer
My brother.
will take you there.
Whew, thank you ever so much. Prayer, be kind, reset when you have to reset, and then start again. Remember to reset and start again. Powerful. My brother, I think that's it from my side. I want to go and see the sick machine of yours, but it is your boy Big Bucks from the Drive Network. Let's go and ride this beast. Thank you ever so much, my brother. Peace,
Thank
we
you.
out. Strictly two-seater.
Yeah, some days you just, like I said, some days you just want to be a boy.
Big boy.
I think what does Rick Ross says? In my two-seater, you're the one that I would take.
Oh!
You know, kind of like vibes.
Exactly.
So yeah, like as I said, it's a fun toy. It's not the latest one.
Yep.
It's a 2014.
But it doesn't look anything like that.
100.
It doesn't look anything like that.
V6 supercharged. I think it does 258.
258 kilowatts, yeah.
I think,
yeah.
I'm not sure. But it's very, like I said, it's an impressive. Compared to other cars I've driven, You know, it doesn't hold like like some other cars I know.
Yeah.
But it's a fun car if you know how to drive.
Oh, definitely.
The exhaust comes standard. Very beautiful sound of it, and I think when we get into a road,
we'll start hearing it.
We'll give you just a bit of, so that you can get to see what we are talking about.
But and one other thing that you mentioned, what you need a toy for, there are people who now I'm a driver's driver. I need to enjoy the car, and this for me, it's exactly what I need, because it's gonna give me that enjoyment. Oof. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, no. Definitely gives you the feel. Yeah, no.
But
now I can imagine the feeling that it gives you, this car.
So when you buy yourself in this car, like as I said, is that Sunday drive, fantastic car, long drive. I enjoyed. I actually recently went to Durban, and there are these corners between Moy River, going down to Durban passes.
Doing amazing stuff on it.
Yeah, so it's for me, like as I'm saying, it's a good car. Just a lot of people buy cars based on what everyone else is driving, rather than what their own needs are.
And I think it skews a lot of people, because you end up buying something saying somebody else bought it for you buy this car especially for your own enjoyment and the way you drive it, and then Baxi goes on and buys it, but I'm not that driver.
So listen to the pipe now that it's a bit warm. There's a difference.
And these pipes are standard. I'll have to modify other cars to get here,
So again, that's the other thing, is that if you love sound, it sounds amazing. Could I do more? Sure, I could do more. Like, I would love to get that rumbling, but I think standard is sometimes I actually enjoy leaving a car the way that it is, rather than adding things, changing things, and so forth.
No, this is great. If you put anything more,
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you can even you make a turn. That's I've already.
So that's what I mean when I'm saying, for me, fun car. Really enjoy it. I think if there's one thing I'd love to do is to actually take it on track.
Oh yeah.
That's the one thing that I haven't done. So there's a one part that I'm hoping we can do for the launch.
Hey, you are a good driver, eh? I see why you bought this car.
I just sometimes want to be a demon, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna try do something quickly.
Shucks.
And it's not gonna allow us. I'm hoping we can get there quickly. So, okay.
Oh. Rear wheel. I driver the whole day.
So again, it's one of those. We'll probably get pulled over.
They're busy.
So yeah, this is what the F-Type gets you.
No.
Fun, toy, perfect, whatever, Sunday, during the day, every week, everyday kind of car. So yeah, it gives you what you want.
Thank you so much for the ride. I enjoyed myself, but I think there's one thing that I've picked up during the ride, during the time we were inside. Your work ethic. What is your work ethic? What is it that drives you like that?
Honesty. I think it's the one thing that takes you very far. And unfortunately, it's the one thing that a lot of people do not have.
Thank you so much. And I've picked that up all the way during our communication, during our session today, if I can call it that. But to the guys at home, honesty. If you do get a chance, do lift others up. It's your boy, Big Bucks, the Drive Network. Peace, we out.